The year was 2047. Dr. Arjun Mehta worked alone at a remote radio observatory hidden deep in the mountains of Ladakh. His job was simple: monitor strange signals from space. Most nights were boring, but one stormy evening, everything changed. At exactly 11:17 p.m., Arjun's computer detected an unusual transmission. The signal wasn't coming from a distant star. It was coming from Earth. And according to the timestamp, it was being sent 30 years in the future. Arjun frowned. That's impossible. The transmission contained only one sentence: "Do not let Project Kronos begin." Attached to the message was a photo. Arjun stared at it. His blood turned cold. The photo showed a devastated city covered in ash and ruins. Standing in the center was an older version of himself. The next morning, Arjun took the data to his colleague, Dr. Meera Kapoor. She examined the signal carefully. "There is no sign of manipulation," she said. "Then who sent it?" Meera hesitated. "The bigger question is, how?" The two scientists investigated the message. Soon they discovered that Project Kronos was a secret government-funded experiment scheduled to launch in 6 months. Officially, it was described as a quantum communication system. Unofficially, nobody knew its true purpose. That night Arjun received another transmission. This one lasted only 3 seconds. A voice whispered, "You have less time than you think." The voice was unmistakable. It was his own. Arjun and Meera secretly traveled to a restricted research complex in the desert. The facility was heavily guarded. Inside, scientists were building an enormous machine called the Temporal Bridge. According to stolen documents, the machine could send information through time. Not matter, not people, only information. At least that was the theory. While exploring the facility, Meera discovered classified footage. The video showed a test conducted 2 years earlier. Everything appeared normal until the machine activated. Suddenly every camera failed. When the footage resumed, an entire laboratory section had vanished. 43 scientists disappeared. No bodies were ever found. Determined to uncover the truth, Arjun searched deeper. He found a hidden database. Inside were logs from the missing researchers. The final entry read, "The bridge isn't connecting to the future. It's connecting to something else." Before Arjun could read further, alarms exploded throughout the facility. Security forces were coming. The pair escaped with the stolen files. Back in Ladakh, they decoded the remaining data. What they found terrified them. The missing scientists were still alive. They had been sending messages. From the year 2077, the scientists described a nightmare future. Project Kronos had succeeded. Initially, it revolutionized communication. Governments could receive future information. Diseases were cured before outbreaks. Disasters were predicted. Humanity celebrated. Then strange anomalies began appearing. People reported seeing future versions of themselves. Cities experienced brief moments where time froze. Entire neighborhoods disappeared. Reality itself became unstable. The scientists believed Kronos had torn open a fracture in time. And something had crossed through. Something intelligent. Something ancient. Weeks later, Arjun noticed a shadowy figure watching his home. The figure vanished whenever he approached. Soon Meera saw them too. Then dozens. People standing motionless. Watching. Never speaking. One night Arjun followed one. The figure led him into an abandoned tunnel. There, written across the wall, were 3 words: "We are watching." Suddenly every light flickered. The stranger turned. Its face wasn't human. Its skin shimmered like broken glass. Then it disappeared. Another transmission arrived. This time it contained a complete explanation. Time wasn't a straight line. It was a living structure. Project Kronos had punctured it. The entities known as the Watchers existed outside normal reality. They maintained the stability of time. For millions of years they remained hidden. When humanity created Kronos, they noticed. And they were coming, not to destroy humanity, to repair the damage, no matter how many lives it cost. Arjun decided the project must be stopped. But someone else had different plans. Meera secretly contacted government officials. She believed Kronos could still save humanity. Millions of future lives depended on it. The argument shattered their friendship. "You want to destroy our only chance." Mira shouted. And you want to gamble with reality itself? Arjun replied. Both believed they were right. Both feared they were wrong. 3 days remained before activation. Arjun released evidence to the public. Governments denied everything. News channels called it a hoax. Meanwhile, strange events increased. People disappeared. Clocks ran backward. Entire streets repeated the same 10 minutes over and over. The world was beginning to fracture. The Watchers were already arriving. One final message appeared. Not text. Not audio. A live transmission. On the screen stood the older Arjun from the ruined photograph. His face was scarred. His eyes carried decades of regret. I know what you're thinking, future Arjun said. I tried stopping Kronos. What happened? Future Arjun looked away. I succeeded. Silence filled the room. What? I stopped the machine. Then why is the future destroyed? Future Arjun answered softly. Because stopping Kronos was exactly what caused it. The truth emerged. Every attempt to prevent the disaster created a worse future. Kronos wasn't the cause. The fear surrounding Kronos was. Each intervention altered history. Each warning created new timelines. Reality was collapsing under the weight of countless paradoxes. There was only one solution. The machine had to activate. But under precise conditions. One mistake could erase civilization. Arjun and Mira reunited. Together they rushed to the facility. The Watchers had already arrived. Thousands stood around the complex. Silent, motionless, waiting. Inside, chaos erupted. Scientists fled. Security systems malfunctioned. Time distortion swallowed entire hallways. The countdown continued. 5 minutes. 4, 3. To stabilize the machine, someone had to enter its quantum core. The chances of survival were almost zero. Arjun volunteered. Mira grabbed his arm. You may never come back. Arjun smiled sadly. Maybe that's always how this ends. As the machine activated, brilliant blue light engulfed him. Reality shattered. Arjun found himself floating inside an endless ocean of memories. Past, present, future, all existed simultaneously. He saw civilizations rise and fall. Stars being born, worlds dying, and among them stood the Watchers. For the first time, they spoke. We do not seek your extinction. We seek balance. Arjun finally understood. Humanity's future depended on cooperation, not control. The Watchers offered a choice. Kronos could remain active. Humanity would gain incredible knowledge. But every generation would face constant temporal instability. Or, Kronos could be permanently sealed. Humanity would lose access to future information forever. But reality would heal. Arjun chose. He shut the bridge down. A blinding flash consumed everything. Then silence. Arjun woke up. The facility was gone. The Watchers were gone. No one remembered Project Kronos. History had changed. Only one thing remained. A small photograph in his pocket. The ruined city. And the older version of himself. Proof that another timeline once existed. Months later, life returned to normal. Arjun resumed work at the observatory. One peaceful evening a signal appeared on his monitor. His heartbeat stopped. The transmission came from the year 2077. Only 4 words appeared. We found another bridge. The screen went black. Outside, distant thunder echoed across the mountains. And somewhere in the darkness someone was watching. Moral of the story. The signal from tomorrow is: knowledge without wisdom is dangerous. Humanity's greatest technological achievement nearly destroyed reality because it was pursued without fully understanding the consequences.